Before we begin, thank you very much to Milo the Mighty for pitching in over on Ko-fi. Thank you very much for supporting the channel. If you do want to support the channel, I do recommend Patreon, so you get exclusive stuff along with your contribution. But if you just want to leave a quick little one-time tip, that's what the Ko-fi's for. It's like a tip jar. That's basically what it is. So thank you, Milo, for leaving the tip. I hope I can continue to make videos for you that is worthy of the support. But that is for another day, at least the creative videos. Today, it's Monday, which means it's time for a news roundup, and you'll see exactly when I finally got around to recording this, because it's been loud and chaotic, and that's been the trend for like the last month. But we are going to be talking about everything that happened in the week of Transformers, and it's going to start with a brand new update, which is some in-hand stock photos of Liokaiser. So we've seen the box already, so it's cool to see just like all 7 members, including the one who only made it 1 episode in there. Still love seeing this. It's interesting to me that it's still in the legacy packaging, because that was the current toy line when this campaign kicked off. Nice little touch, a little bit of design consistency, I feel, since this would have been designed at that time. And it still looks pretty good. This is going to be the final factory-produced version. This is going to be the Liokaiser we get. You can see the stock photographer just seemed to find places for the little breast masters to stick on, just for the sake of having as much displayed as possible. He looks really, really good. Can't take that away. It looks absolutely fantastic. Looks cool on the stand. Absolutely love this. Look at how much you are getting in the box. A crazy amount of stuff, and I love how a lot of the smaller accessories get stored away in the display base. That's pretty good, because I'm probably not going to display him with that weapon, just as a personal preference thing. So cool to see that it has a place to go if you're not a fan of it. Yeah, it's such a cool looking team altogether. And then then there's Kill Bison. We're not quite sure what he transforms into, but he's trying his best. Leave him alone. But yeah, it's a cool set. I'm super excited for this to come out. I still have a few reservations about the toy itself, particularly the tank boys and how their shoulders have been done. I still do not understand the engineering idea behind that, but we'll see how it works when we get them in hand. I'm just excited they're all getting proper toys, and the combination looks absolutely incredible. I'm very excited for this. I keep saying it, and I'll keep saying it until this toy comes out, and we know for sure this is make or break for Haslab. Hasbro actually did state over on Instagram that they would not be announcing the next Transformer Haslab until Liokaiser shipped. So they very well know the same that I know, that this is a make or break release, and this is going to determine if Transformers continues as a Haslab item. They need to restore people's faith after the Omega Prime fiasco, and this is the toy that has to do the work. So they're going to wait. They're going to get that faith restored. I have full confidence they're going to do whatever they can to make sure this release comes out better. And that will determine if we actually want to pay for the next one. So we will all see. We got the first shots of Grimlock from Studio Series Age of Extinction in color, along with the box of his debut appearance in the jungle, which is a super cool looking box, not gonna lie. And the toy itself does still look pretty good. The deco is nice on it. I feel like the deco on the leader class was better, if only because I feel like this gray plastic here, this might just be the stock photos not capturing it correctly, but I feel like the gray is a little bit brighter than the original one was, the leader class. And that's throwing me off a little bit. I liked the darker tones that the original toy went with. So we'll see. Like, this is like obviously just like a super saturated, lot of shine from the lights on it. So it's not quite an accurate representation, but it gives us an idea of what they're going for. It's got the green patina look. They're going for that ancient metal look and aesthetic that the previous Studio Series went for. We'll see if a Commander class, or no, I'm sorry, a Titan class. I forgot these were big boys. We'll see if they actually hold up. We'll see if they can actually produce that kind of color scheme at mass retail effectively. Still looks cool. I'm on the fence on it still, but it looks cool. So, Dramatic Capture has officially shown off the brand new Dark of the Moon, or not Dark of the Moon, Revenge of the Fallen, Optimus Prime, and Jetfire. This is a repaint of the previous Studio Series releases, done up to be as screen accurate as possible, as only Takara is willing to do sometimes. And okay, for the movie fans, it does look really, really cool. I will admit, seeing Hasbro's like trimmed down deco on the Optimus, especially so many times, it is actually pretty cool to see it like fully detailed where everything is accounted for. That actually does look really, really nice. So fingers crossed that this isn't horribly expensive to get a hold of. Do I have a price on this? I don't know if I have a price on this one, but it looks pretty cool. Yeah, so the Japanese market, the pre-order is already up, but I don't have a price listed at the moment. I don't see one here on the screen. It is a very cool piece for the people who missed out on it the first time. I don't know how much longer they'll be doing figures like this, so if you missed out on the combination, this might be your last shot. Just heads up, because these toys have been produced many times, and they've been out there for a while now. We have some in-hand shots showing off the brand new battle-damaged Megatron for the More Than Meets the Eye collection. I guess this is Final Battle Megatron. Here you can see the deco difference. Did you want the gray legs? You got them now. Do you want to buy this toy again just to swap the legs onto your 86 Megatron to get rid of the blue? I mean, you've got the option. It's right there. It's weird to think of it now, right? That like the whole reason why they went with the bluish legs on the 86 release was so that the Final Battle one could have the more accurate gray legs. It's a little bit iffy. It's a little bit iffy, but still, you can see how different the figures are, how much got retooled and how much got repainted. So nice side by side. I mean, they even got his spit. He even got his spit going down his lip. Look at how confident he looks as he aims like the weapon at Optimus and gets ready to deal the final blow. The gun that killed Optimus Prime. Oh, yeah, why that scene? Why that scene? Also, why'd you use the red one? We have like the pretty pink one now. It is a pretty stark difference. If you are into those, like, man, like, you imagine, like, if you were the one, oh, he did swap the legs. Right, because all it is the mushroom peg at the thigh. It's not even a screwdriver you need on this one. You can just pop the legs at the thigh. Oh, that's great, actually. That's super convenient, actually. Inferior. Yeah, you can see the battle damage in the tank mode as well. So yeah, fascinating release. I'm just imagining the collector has all of these like dead Transformers they've been doing and just has an entire shelf that's just dedicated to the dead or the dying, the heavily battle damaged. I've never seen a collector like that, but now I realize that they're out there somewhere. Let's move on to 86 Kranix and get a better look at him thanks to Notrab, who's done a ton of really good photography for upcoming Transformer toys over the years. He does look pretty good. Like, I mean, there's really not a whole lot to screw up on Kranix. It's as screen accurate as you could ever expect him to be. Yeah, he just looks like he's ready to be, for his entire planet to be eaten. Good on him. There's the flying platypus. I don't know what else to say about the vehicle mode. The vehicle mode is there because it's a Transformer toy and it has to turn into something. You are buying this because it is a character from the 86 movie. Like literally the first name, literally like one of the first characters we saw in the entire 86 movie. So it is kind of an important thing to get out, especially if you like that Quintesson scene, and I like the Quintesson scene. So good to see him out. He does look pretty good for what he has to be, but I do expect him to shelf warm pretty hard between the awkward vehicle mode and just the relative obscurity of the character. Don't think you're going to have a hard time finding him. Notrab has also brought us in-hand pictures of the 3-pack Optimus Prime. So this is the interesting idea that Hasbro has of producing a set that represents different stages of a toy's development. So they release an official gray proto and then an unpainted test shot with a trademark and like the the identification of the toy stamped right into it. And that's funny to release, though it really isn't what I would have chosen. The gray proto is neat. I do like that. You know me, I like the super bright prototypes, the ones that tell designers these are all the parts that match molds with each other. These are all the parts that are POM. These are all the parts that are ABS. I like those prototypes that are in the super bright pinks and blues and greens like that. That's what would have been really cool for the Optimus Prime. Instead, you forget the fact that Transformers today are produced with the idea of using their base plastic for coloring as much as possible. So when you do a test shot like this Optimus here, he really doesn't look all that different from a standard Optimus Prime. If anything, he looks like Optimus from like a cheaper line like Authentics that would skip out on paint apps. It is what it is though. So the benefit to this set is that you get a ridiculously overpainted Optimus Prime, which I guess is the paint budget of all 3 figures put into one toy, which in itself is actually kind of a cool idea. I'm not gonna lie, like it looks super unique. I don't know if it's exactly for me. Like it looks like he's got like all the anime shading that was in Transformers Devastation. So he's definitely a talking piece. He's definitely like a very big standout. I don't know if it is worth the elevated price. The multi-pack is like $85 or something around there for 3 of the exact same deluxe, and we are honest with ourselves that deluxe was pretty poorly received. So whether or not this is for you, I don't know. It is a neat idea, but I do think, yeah, like here, like I think the delivery is just a little bit off. I think using an unpopular mold was not the best of ideas. Still, neat. Hopefully a precursor to a few more interesting ones down the road. We've got more in-hand shots for the upcoming animated Ratchet, and we won't spend too much time on these because we have taken a look at this toy before. Seeing it next to the actual animation model shows you just how much got skipped on and how much I realized that animated toys really do shine because of that heavy black lining around them. Like, that's what conveys the cartoon aspect of the designs, even without being a cartoon. In physical plastic, it really, really pushes that idea. It's one of those, like, the mold is close enough to work, but when you see the actual design next to the G1ified, it definitely shows some, it definitely shows some flaws. You know, kibble being on the back of the shoulder instead of the side, for instance. But still, they tried to come as close as they could. It does match up with the rest of the, you know, like G1ified animated figures for the most part. You know, I like mostly like just like how much resculpting got done in order to make Trailbreaker into this. I am still salty over the fact that the shoulder kibble got the remold that Trailbreaker should have, but I'm just always going to be annoyed at that. Here you can see how much got changed up. I mean, the legs are a little bit similar. Looks like below the knee they are completely different, but above they are the same. Arms are mostly the same, body's mostly the same. So a little bit of retooling here to get it across, but nothing like too heavy outside of like the arm kibble and lower leg. There's obviously the head as well. It's the vehicle mode where there's the most change. Show me the vehicle mode. Yeah, I like that the scaling is there. At least he's bigger than the other bots in this run. Come on, come on. Just now. You not know how to take a side by side of the vehicle modes. Like that doesn't help. It kind of does. Yes, there's a lot of retooling on the backside, but okay, it's close enough. It's close enough. It's not even the right toy, right? Yeah, it's not even the right toy. Why are you comparing those two? You know who these images come from. Like, this is my proof that the guy's a hack. Oh well, let's move on. There is a brand new Megatron toy that is currently out, and people can find it on a store shelf over at Target specifically. So this is the weird continuation of the Earthspark Deluxes that is being done in Authentics packaging, just to basically like continue on that price point. Now, when I said that we were going to get another run of Soundwave, yes, the leftovers from Earthspark did end up in Walgreens of all places, but those have been eaten up very quickly. I fully expect this line to continue, which would probably end up including Soundwave and probably the unreleased Earthspark Deluxes, which would be Spitfire and that Cosmos that looked really, really good, but is now completely just who knows where in the production pipeline. But this one takes a few cues from the 86 Megatron in how it transforms. It is very similar to how some authentic Megatrons transform, but obviously done at deluxe scale and basically a cartoon deluxe budgeting, for lack of better terminology here. You can see how the legs work. The legs unfold similar to 86 Megatron to completely take up the tank treads, which is not a bad way to do it. I do like that he comes with a big mace accessory, so like he's got plenty of parts to go with him. It's not a bad looking figure. Not a bad looking figure at all. I've already got the Optimus and Megatron from this line because it's just the, excuse me if I got hiccups. It's just Cyberverse. It's Cyberverse Deluxes repainted slightly, but this is a brand new mold. Might pick it up if I see it. It's one of those, if I'm in the store and there's nothing new, but I'm in the mood to leave with something, this is probably what I go to. Here's a fun one. So, a company called Tonmi Space is putting out an Optimus Prime gear set exclusive to China, and this is basically what I wish Hasbro would do. So, not only do you get the mask that Hasbro does a ton of toys of masks these days, you also get the blaster that the miners were using in the movie. And they've not released any toy of that, which is super cool. Now, an American version would have a completely orange barrel. This would be heavily modified. Here it gets to be screen accurate because they don't have that law in China. Not shocking. But it looks pretty cool. Obviously kid-sized, but it's neat to see it work. Neat to see it's actually a thing somewhere. Good luck getting your hands on one if you really want that particular blaster from the movie. But yeah, Hasbro and Transformers in general misses out on roleplay stuff like this a lot. At best, maybe a Halloween company puts out like a tiny version of that weapon as a costume prop. But for what it is, I think it's neat. I think it's neat that it exists somewhere. So we got some interesting art. We've been getting these drips of art of potential Predacons from Rise of the Beast that didn't make it. So we got Scorponok here with a retracts mode for some reason, looking much more bestial in robot mode, and doesn't look bad. It looks kind of cool. And we have our concepts for Double Punch, doing up the same, the Scorpion but in red and looking pretty cool. I do like that. There's also an idea floated in here, which is a combiner style Scorponok. I don't know if I'm actually seeing that from these pictures. Another Scorpy post, back when the idea was to have Scorponok be a combiner of sorts. Basically, 3 of these guys combined to form a larger robot. I had 3 different color swaps for him. I thought it would have been cool to see him combine and when knocked around, they all would pop into ball form and roll right back together. The ball in general would have been fun, especially with the idea of these would be a swarm. That would have been cool for the fight scene, maybe a little bit too chaotic. But yeah, apparently these are going to be like 3-way combiners. And we didn't make it that far. We just got a whole bunch of just random Scorpion guys. What could have been? What could have been? We have Yolopark showing off their upcoming AMK Pro Optimus Prime. This is the die-cast laden ones and all that. This is the Bumblebee movie version of the character, looking very, very cool. You can see just how intricate the paint is done on this, how intricate the sculpt is. Yolopark doesn't skip detail, painted or sculpted. It's actually really, really impressive. So we will keep an eye out on this. This is all we have at the moment as far as this like color test shot goes. But as it gets close to release, I'm sure we'll see plenty more. They love showing off their stuff. A little bit of a break because apparently my news items are out of order. we have new Burger King Transformer toys on the way. Specifically, we actually have like this whole all-star list from Hasbro, where we're getting an Optimus Prime and a Bumblebee, but there's also going to be a small Nerf gun, a Furby, as well as Pinkie Pie and Twilight Sparkle. It's very telling that those are still the most marketable My Little Pony characters, even after all these years since the cancellation. Optimus looks unfortunate. I don't know what version it's emulating. He's got the white chest like it's Energon, but he doesn't have the proportions of Energon Optimus Prime, which would have looked very appropriate for a Burger King related character. I shouldn't make that joke. I'm overweight myself. Sorry, I apologize. But yeah, it's just a weird generic Optimus Prime, could be Orion Pax kind of design. And then poor Pinkie Pie with her hollowed out inner legs. Yeah, they don't exactly make kids' toys with a lot of quality anymore. But yeah, so these are not out yet, but this is just something that is in the works. We can keep an eye out for it. I'm curious about the Bumblebee, because the Bumblebee actually looks a little bit neater than the Prime does. Now let's get back to other companies producing Transformers. So this is Aldi showing off their Action Alpha Elite Wave 4, as well as a bunch of other things. So they had a huge display out at a recent event, and you can see prototypes of upcoming models. We have, we have Shattered Glass figures. We have a black Shockwave, which is completely new to me. But you can see White Ultra Magnus is there. Outback, of all things, is included. Thundercracker as well. You got your tiny little guys. I love how like Optimus and Megatron look like they're on timeout chairs. And it's them sitting on Energon cubes. I think these are keycaps. It's hard to tell. Oh, look how cute that Bumblebee is. Yeah, so it's not a whole lot of really good images. I think the big takeaway there is that really big Optimus Prime model in the center, weirdly designed with the gray in the chest and the back of the leg. I presume that's die-cast parts that just aren't painted on that version of the toy, because otherwise that is a very strange thing to include. It looks like the one in the back is actually correctly painted because the back of his legs are blue. Why would you put the color correct one on the back side? But no, I don't get it. I don't get it. It's done weird. But yeah, you can see a bunch more stuff that they got coming out. It looks like a lot of their upcoming like gray protos there. It looks like a lot of those are going to be IDW based, which I always like to see. So many minor Megatrons. Someone make me good Autobot Megatrons. Let's see how quickly we can blow through these. Blokees showed off a bunch of preview images for their upcoming wave of Wheels figures, which includes a completely random mix of characters. Like right here alone, we've got Run Amok, Pipes. We've got Scoop of all characters. We've also got Cosmos with his racing flag. We got Shattered Glass Sideswipe, Springer. We got Huffer. We've got Overlord's tank mode. Overlord's jet mode is in here as well. Roadbuster's in here. Iron Fist is in here. This is a wild one. They got Breakdown as well. They're working on Stunticons, I assume. Oh, but this isn't it. This is not it. So they showed off a few tricks to this wave, and this is actually pretty cool. Turns out Overlord has two different super modes for his two vehicles. You can actually combine them into essentially a super tank or a super jet. Fans have been fan moding these for years for the few releases of Overlord there are, trying to get their two vehicle modes combined into one. Well, Blokees just decided like this is how you're going to do it. So you either get a tank surrounded by jet parts, which actually doesn't look bad for the way I described it, does not look bad. Or you get this giant tank with jet mode parts sticking out of it, which gives this tank this like big bladed, almost aerodynamic for a tank look, which is fascinating. I think it's a cool trick. They didn't need to do it, but they threw that together. I think it looks pretty neat. And then you have the alternate configuration for Pipes, where you can have him in squashed mode. Oh my God. Of all the moments in IDW to homage, of all the things they could do with IDW, and this is what they do. Oh no. They also showed off chases, which includes a translucent Springer, but it also includes a Cloud Roadbuster. When did you ever think that would get any kind of homage or new toy of any kind whatsoever? It's Roadbuster from Cloud, which is a G1 Roadbuster toy, Generations Roadbuster, repainted into the Energon character, because that was his name in Japan. Weird ones. And they showed off some metallic versions of both as well. So those are chases as well. Yeah, I mean, jeez. It's such a weird one to do. Like, I kind of approve, but it's such a weird one to do. Storyboards are up for the Immobilizer episode at the Sunbow Marvel Archive, friends of the channel. This is the first appearance of Carly, so you get to see a lot of her early designs in these, a lot of what the intended action sequences were. There's one shot in here I think is like really neat, which is like Spike with all of the Autobot cars all lined up, because it's rare you get to see them like this, where you see like an intended scale between everything. It's kind of a neat look. It's kind of a neat little shot. Also love seeing all of them like individually marked to try to keep it as straight as possible, who is who, inevitably ending up in the hands of an animator that's going to mix up someone's color scheme. And to finish us off, we have the Weird of the Week, which is eHobby, and it's not hard for eHobby to take Weird of the Week. We got more acrylic stuff from them, which includes acrylics, Tripticon, Metroplex, Victory Saber, and Death Stars. But oddly enough, we also have Stranglehold, and we have Octopunch. And we've seen them doing stuff with these pretenders before, so it's not terribly shocking, but it's still weird. Also, little standees for Starscream. Hey, we got a main one in there. Victory Saber, Magna Convoy for some reason, Deathsaurus, and Straxus for some reason. Really wild choices, which is why we love eHobby. Like, they just do whatever they feel like doing, and it's hysterical to me. But yeah, that is going to be your Transformers news updates for the week. It's a very long one this time. There was a lot to cover. So there you go. You are fully informed now. So I will let you do whatever you wish to do with this knowledge. Go out into the world. Tell other people. Then tell them to come over here and subscribe so I can pay my bills this month. Kidding. So thank you all for watching. And as always, I will see you next time.
Hello everyone, I am Astral Agent Magnetar, a Tokusatsu VTuber, and I am streaming 4 times a week over on Twitch, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday afternoons, and a special late night one on late Friday/early Saturday. So come watch, come hang out, and let's make an impact together.